In this video, we're going to be talking about the all or nothing mindset, which is the cognitive distortion where you think between two extremes. This is usually people who struggle with thinking things should be right or wrong, it's black and white. We're going to be revealing the most common all or nothing mindset behaviors that you want to look out for and avoid, as well as tangible steps that you can take to break this cycle. Some of the most common behaviors that I've seen working with clients with the all or nothing mindset is that one, they find themselves struggling with either binge eating, eating too much, or not eating at all. Maybe you're trying to be a little bit more conscious of what you're eating, but once you eat a donut, you think, well, I already ate something unhealthy anyway, so I'm just gonna drink soda, eat chips, add some popcorn on top of that. Essentially self-sabotage. You may even struggle with this if you're trying to work on your diet and you think, I'll just start again tomorrow. I'm a clean slate, I'm not gonna eat any junk food at all. Cold turkey for a whole month. Another common behavior that I see is doing work all at once or not doing anything at all. Thinking, I'm just gonna wait till the clock strikes 2 o'clock and then I'm gonna do everything at once. Or thinking, I only have 1 hour right now, it's not enough time to study, so I'm just gonna take my break and wait till later to study all at once. Now, if you're the type of person that does work all at once or doesn't do work at all, you probably notice that you're already struggling with sustaining the study habits. Maybe that burnout is starting to kick in. The third common behavior is waiting online. So thinking, I already waited online for an hour already. I'll just wait another hour. We've already stood for this long. People who struggle with an all or nothing mindset have a hard time stopping or quitting in the middle. They feel as if they need to complete something in order to feel satisfied. So this can also show up in other binging activities like watching a Netflix show, feeling as if you need to complete the whole episode until you stop. This is doing the chores or cleaning, thinking you have to tidy up the whole entire house, mop, sweep, do the bathroom, make sure you wash the dishes all at once instead of spreading it out. With the all or nothing mindset, I've seen so many of my clients struggle to know when to stop or give up or to just keep going. This also can show up in your relationships as well, where you feel as if your emotions are on an extreme. When you're feeling hurt, you push away to keep some distance, you want to feel safe, and when you want that affection, you pull really close, you feel needy, you want all their time and energy. And when you're triggered, you experience these emotions on such highs and lows that it can feel very emotionally turbulent in your relationship. And I know a lot of y'all are not going to want to admit this, but most people who struggle with an all or nothing mindset also find themselves wanting to leave the relationship whenever there is conflict. So maybe you get in an argument with your partner and then you start catastrophizing and thinking, what if they're like this in the future? What if they're like this in other areas of your life? I should just leave now. Or not knowing when you should leave a relationship, thinking I've already invested so much time and energy. I know they're a little bit toxic, but I can't quit now. That's just gonna make me look bad. What if I'm making the wrong choice? When you exert too much energy all at once, it inevitably leads to you feeling burnt out and needing to recharge for a big period of time. One analogy that I like to use with my clients is think of it as you're using your phone. If you use your phone all the way till it dies, you don't recharge it in between, you just use it to 0% and your phone dies. What happens when you're at 1% or even 5%? You notice your phone slowing down, it's telling you and hinting at you that it needs to be recharged because the apps are a little bit slower, and eventually it's not functional anymore because you used up too much of its battery and it died. And when you keep doing this all the time and just using your phone until it dies, your phone's battery is not going to be as sustainable either. And I want you to think of doing that as that all or nothing mindset. And so instead of expending all of your energy until you burn out, think of many ways in between the day where you can recharge and refuel. What do we do about this all or nothing mindset? What do we do about those extreme emotions that we're feeling, the ups and downs, and the non-sustainable behaviors? Well, in order to break the cycle, we need to understand what's going on underneath that all or nothing mindset and what is fueling it. One of the most common reasons that fuels the all or nothing mindset is the perfectionism. It's feeling as if you need to do things black or white, right or wrong, because we have that fear of failure. And we want things to be perfect because we think that if they're not perfect, if we don't give it our all at once, then there is more of a chance for failure. That is where we want to catch ourselves and change that narrative of it's either we're perfect or we fail. Because when we place that immense pressure on ourselves of it's either this or that, it is no wonder that we act on extremes and feel anxious and burn out, because we're telling ourselves that we have one chance to get this right and we're either perfect or we're nothing at all. And that is a very rough message to tell yourself, leaving no room for making any mistakes or learning or growing from them. And the truth is, that is not how life works. A lot of times there is leeway to improve, make mistakes, learn from them. Once we believe that and live according to that narrative, then we will be able to free ourselves from that all or nothing mindset. And what would be extremely helpful to encourage a stop of the cycle is taking a deep breath in those moments and remind yourself that it is okay to stop. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to change your mind and try again, because in life there's a lot of nuances and there's a lot of room for you to grow. And I know for some of y'all this might sound a little bit privileged or off, but in order to break that cycle, we need to remember that we no longer have to live in survival mode. We no longer have to tiptoe around thinking this is life or death, thinking that I either fail or pass the class, thinking that either mom or dad loves me one day or they're gonna hate me and explode on me. And remember, it is okay to take a deep breath and not take on all that responsibility, because perfect doesn't exist, and to expect that we are this perfect being, that we make no mistakes at all, is unrealistic. Of course, if you want to work on rewiring some of your thoughts a little bit more in depth, you can book a consultation call with me using the link in my description below. But remember, next time you catch yourself in the all or nothing mindset, take that deep breath. If this video resonated with you today, make sure you comment down below which of these behaviors you're going to work on breaking first, and like and subscribe for next week's video. As always, you got this.